It's time for basketball as the Cleveland Cavaliers come into Oklahoma to take on, obviously, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the Cavs are 5-0 after acquiring James Harden, but that is nothing, to get past because this is the Oklahoma City Thunder we are talking about. The Cleveland Cavaliers are running, Wade, Mitchell, Allen Mobley, the obvious. And OKC is running this G League team because Jalen Williams and SGA are out. Now, I wanted to first say, Kenny Atkinson, for the love of God, can we not play Evan Mobley and Jared Allen on the floor at the same time? Please, I beg. Hopefully this is the last time Kenny Atkinson does this because, yes, okay, granted, the 10 turnovers are not primarily on them. There are 3 other players out there with them, but we don't have cohesive basketball chemistry. And obviously, okay, we picked up James Harden. It's going to take a while for this team to gel, especially with Evan Mobley coming back in the lineup after, coming back from injury. But oh my goodness, if I have to watch Jared Allen and him at the same time on the floor, I'm going to have a heart attack. There's no spacing on the floor, and our perimeter defense is absolutely awful. Now, granted, let's give credit to OKC. They came out and they handled business. In the first quarter, they forced 10 turnovers, obviously, and they took advantage of that, getting off to like a 15 to 5 start. Okay, but let's get off to the good stuff. Sam Merrill, woo! Cavs best player today, Cavs best player in the last 5 games, if you ask me personally. Sam Merrill has been such a bright spot ever since acquiring James Harden, and not just acquiring James Harden. In the last 15 games prior to James Harden, Sam Merrill has turned into Kyle Korver on crack, mixed in with a little bit of Steph Curry. I'm loving it, absolutely. He has been thriving in the starter position, which is why I'm a little perplexed why we aren't starting him, but it's okay. Next up, let's talk about Evan Mobley. Now, Evan Mobley, I love you, man, but you pissed me off at the same time. Evan Mobley will look like Kevin Garnett one time, and then after that look like Kwame Brown with no touch, maybe a little bit worse. Evan Mobley obviously coming back from injury, so, he's not going to be 100%, obviously. But I just can't help but be frustrated all the time watching Mobley because you see the potential. You see the you see the abilities he has as a basketball player, and you're like, wow, this dude can be really something special. But at times, I feel like he lacks the mental capacity to be a superstar, to be an all-NBA player, because the mistakes he makes are really bad, and you just can't justify that at times. And maybe part of this comes with playing with Jared Allen and not him being the sole big on the floor, but you got to work through it, man. And speaking of Jared Allen, watching these two on the floor together is haunting me. Look at this, 17-2 second chance points. That is 15 more second chance points that we gave up to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And every time I watch these two play together, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, I cannot help but think about the New York Knicks series about 3 years ago, and just the Knicks in general. These two are great, talented bigs. They are 2 great players, 2 great, humans from what I see on the outside looking in. They're great team players, and I will love them in my locker room. I will love them to date my daughter, marry my daughter, because they're great stand-up men. But that does not translate to the basketball court. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley do not mesh well together. Yes, they offer great interior defense as a combo, but they lack perimeter defense because they both do not have quick feet, and they are not floor spacers. Evan Mobley has improved, but he's not a shooter. Now, I could dwell and sit and blame the Cavs for everything, but you also have to give credit to Oklahoma City. They came out and they took care of business. Now, obviously, we matched up against Oklahoma City and we got swept in the 2-game series. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we'll get our get back in the NBA Finals. But this Oklahoma City team is a really good team, man. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Like, even without Jalen Williams and SGA, they took care of business against one of the hottest NBA teams, and this is because they have great depth. Now, teams like the Cavs, Knicks, they have okay depth, but Oklahoma has proven that their teams outside of the core 5 can take care of business. Now, let's get to the good part. After acquiring, before James Harden, they were 5-0. And I think this game has changed the perspectives of many, including myself a little bit, just slightly. But I still believe this Cleveland Cavaliers team is the best team in the East. When you compare this team and their starting 5 to, let's say, the New York Knicks, for example, with Karl-Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, obviously, we already know they're starting 5, but you compare that team and the Cavs, I just believe the Cavs are more talented and well-structured all around. They have better pieces off the bench with Dennis Schroeder now and Keon Ellis and Dean Wade potentially. I just don't see how the Cavs can't beat that Knicks team and get themselves to the NBA Finals. And speaking of the New York Knicks, I believe this is a great spot for the Cleveland Cavaliers to prove themselves, as we are actually playing the Knicks tomorrow night. And this will be a great prove-it game and a bounce-back game, because we want to see, okay, the Cavs just played against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a great team, a championship team, and they couldn't get the job done with the new look Cavs, obviously with James Harden. And we did play, I'm not gonna lie, we did play Mickey Mouse teams. We played Sacramento, Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Washington. Those were gimme wins. We were obviously gonna win them, even with an injured Darius Garland out there. So those wins don't even count. So we'll see if, the Cavs are looking a little shaky with Harden, if they could actually beat some serious teams, or if they're just going to beat all the bums in the playoffs, which is fine, because that might get you to round 3, but it will definitely not get you the conference finals or the NBA finals. So this is a great prove-it game, a great bounce-back game, and I think this is a good game for the Cavs because we match up really well, and Harden obviously has proven he can play in MSG, obviously all the time. This boy dropped 60 in there, and Donovan Mitchell has proven he can drop big numbers at MSG also. He's not scared. I don't even know if this game's at MSG, but I'm just gonna guess it is. And last time we played this team, we got obliterated on Christmas night. Not obliterated, but we blew a big ass lead, and that should not be happening. So it's time to get our get back, and that's just not for the New York Knicks in general or the East. I just believe the Cavs are a top 5 team in the NBA. Now, this may be a biased take. It actually is a biased take, so don't take me too serious. But when we look at this team on paper, and if we make the proper adjustments, I believe this team is an NBA championship. Like, not NBA championship, but this is a championship level team, because we were doing this, mind you, without, I think, our most important player, a top 5 most important player on the team. That'd be Max Strus. What he provides you on the floor is sensational. The spacing, the grit and the attitude he comes with, obviously from Miami, I just think that's a great and contagious thing to have on your, on your NBA team. And so, yes, the Cavs did lose to Oklahoma City. Yes, they beat 4 trash ass teams, but who cares? This is the NBA. You either get the job done or you don't. You play who's in front of you, and you don't complain. You don't complain about the refs, even though they're awful today. You just go ahead and get the job done. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the Cavs season. Obviously, the schedule is getting a little easier. Obviously towards the end, we are playing some Mickey Mouse teams, which I'm happy about. We finally get a break after getting whipped up and down in the first half of the season, but I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully this Cavs team can gel well. Hopefully we can see the issues that were shown in this Oklahoma City game. Hopefully they are worked and improved on for the New York Knicks game, and I hope to see y'all next time. Boom!